Check 1, 2. First and foremost, everyone, welcome to St. Michael's. We're so glad that they could host us. If at any point during the service or during the ceremony, anyone needs a restroom, there's one either behind the scouts where they are right now in the coat room, as well as down these stairs to my left. There's both men and women's room. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to let my father, Jeff Swanson, or Kate Hamblet know. We're so glad that they could host us today. With that being said, good afternoon, scouts, scouters, friends, and family. I would like to welcome you all to this Eagle Scout Court of Honor. I am William Swanson and represent the Eagle Scouts here today. Today we have the pleasure of celebrating Charlie Hamblet, Colin Speck, and Ryan Phan as they officially join the ranks of Eagle Scout.
Good afternoon. Will you all please stand as you are able for the presentation of the colors, Pledge of Allegiance, and Scout Oath. Color Guard, present the colors. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. Color Guard, post the colors. Color Guard dismissed. Please remain standing for the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. 2. Thank you, and please be seated.
I would now like to invite the Reverend Hall Kirkham, Rector of St. Michael's, to please deliver the invocation.
Blessed are you, O Holy One. The eyes of all wait upon you. You give them their food in due season. You open your hand, and you fill all things with plenty. We gather in thanks to honor Charlie Hamblet, Colin Speck, and Ryan Phan, whom you have strengthened over the years to advance scouting. And we give thanks for the place they have secured for themselves as scouts. We give you thanks for their leaders, their parents and families, and for all who have given their time and energy to develop them into the young men they have become. They have decorated the path they've traveled with merit badges. The air around them has reverberated with oaths voicing their commitments to scouting principles. Their character has guided their feet in service to their community and fellow scouts, all with a steadfast commitment to excellence. O Holy One, we pray your grace upon our enterprise today, upon Charlie, Colin, and Ryan, and upon all who supported and encouraged them, and upon the scouts with whom they have shared long fellowship along the way. We pray assurance that the work of these young men will influence the course of many lives. We pray this all in your name. Amen.
And now, would the Eagle Honor Guard please escort the Eagle candidates to their seats? The rules of scouting are found in the 12 points of the Scout Law. As a candle is lit for each point in the Scout Law, let us please pay careful attention to the words and rededicate ourselves to the principles contained in those words.
The Scout is trustworthy. The Scout tells the truth. They keep their promises. Honesty is a part of a code of conduct.
A Scout is loyal. A Scout is true to their family, friends, Scout leaders, school nation, and world community.
A Scout is helpful. A Scout is concerned about other people. They willingly volunteer to help others without expecting payment or reward.
A Scout is friendly. A Scout is a friend to all. They are like a sibling to other Scouts. They seek to understand others. They respect those with ideas and customs that are different from their own.
A Scout is courteous. A Scout is polite to everyone. They know that good manners make it easier for people to get along together.
A Scout is kind. A Scout understands their strength in being gentle. They treat others as they would want to be treated.
A Scout is obedient. A Scout follows the rules of their family, school, and troop. They obey the laws of their community and country. If they think these rules and laws are unfair, they try to have them changed in an orderly manner rather than disobey them.
A Scout is cheerful. A Scout looks for the bright side of life. They cheerfully complete tasks and try to help others to find joy.
A Scout is thrifty. A Scout works to pay their way and to help others. They save for the future. They protect and conserve natural resources and also carefully use time and property.
A Scout is brave. A Scout can face danger even if they are afraid. They have the courage to stand for what they think is right.
A Scout is clean. A Scout keeps their body and mind fit and clean and helps keep their home and community clean.
A Scout is reverent. A Scout is faithful to their religious duties. They respect the beliefs of others.
It is my honor to declare this an official court of honor by the authority as a representative of the National Council Scouting America. Charlie Hamblet, Colin Speck, and Ryan Phan, I am proud to welcome you to the Fellowship of Eagle Rank, which comes with a lifetime of honor, service, and responsibility.
I would now like to invite up Dobie Illick and Oliver Bushell to the podium to explain how Charlie, Colin, and Ryan's journey led us here today.
Just as a Scouts camping trip may start with a hike over terrain of varying difficulty, so began Charlie, Colin, and Ryan's journey on the Eagle Trail. Their trailhead was the Scout Badge. They earned the Scout Badge when they learned the Scout oath, law, motto, and slogan, along with mastering a few simple skills. Charlie, Colin, and Ryan then began the climb to the rank of Tenderfoot. Charlie, Colin, and Ryan had now begun to acquire the basic skills of a Scout, but did not remain a Tenderfoot for long. Once they were inspired by the spirit of Scouting, they acquired and improved various skills related to the outdoors and other areas, and therefore climbed to the rank of second class. Their tasks became more difficult. The requirements for advancement became tougher, but the rewards became greater. Charlie, Colin, and Ryan learned to be self-sufficient in the outdoors and continued to render service to others. They found themselves ready for the challenge to ascend to the Eagle Trail further when they reached the first of its summits, the First Class Scout.
The trail now changed character. Before, Charlie, Colin, and Ryan sampled the challenges offered by the over 100 merit badges available to them. They selected a total of 6 to guide them further along the many subpaths of the Eagle Trail, exploring careers, hobbies, and items of community interest. Through their achievements in leadership, service, and personal development, they found themselves standing at Star Ridge, atop the first of the 3 great peaks along the Eagle Trail. Life Scout is the next summit on their trail on Eagle Mountain. They had to demonstrate leadership, help others, and show their determination to earn 5 more merit badges, as well as helping their fellow Scouts. Only few Scouts ascend this far along the trail. However, for Charlie, Colin, and Ryan, the summit of the Eagle Peak was now in their sight. This is a lofty goal, yet achievable. However, they all became a Life Scout. The pathway narrowed, became increasingly difficult to follow as it wound along the ledges of personal achievement and through mountain pastures of troop accomplishment. Many challenges had to be met and overcome in these last miles. More merit badges had to be earned, with 12 of them being required and a minimum of 21 being necessary. Some of these badges are very difficult to earn, and Charlie, Colin, and Ryan also had to show a superior ability to lead and serve others. Then, on September 3rd, 2025, Charlie and Colin earned Eagle, and on October 4th, 2025, Ryan earned Eagle. Only with the greatest persistence and courage could Charlie, Colin, and Ryan overcome the last barrier of the Eagle Board of Review and stand upon the highest summit of the trail as an Eagle Scout. Out of many Scouts who begin the trail, only these 3 arrive upon the Eagle summit. And yet, the trail does not end there, for there is no end to the Eagle Trail. Charlie, Colin, and Ryan will continue to walk this trail and utilize their skills they have achieved along the Eagle Trail throughout life.
I would now like to invite Jeff Swanson up to deliver the charge of 100 Eagles, or 100 Scouts, excuse me.
I don't know, do we have 100 Eagles on the board yet? I feel like we may by the end of this program year. They always make the mistake of letting me get in front of the microphone, and I think fully know that I usually go off script for a moment. I just have to say what an amazing treat this is to be able to address all of you today and to be part of the scouting career of these 3 fine gentlemen and the troop as a whole. But I know Charlie started coming to scout events before he was even old enough to be a scout. His mother was a den leader for his older brother, and he used to tag along to Pac 2 events at St. Mary's. I remember Lee introducing himself and saying, you know, he wasn't getting a response from Pac 5, and I said, well, what are we, chopped liver? What's wrong with Pac 2? And he started hanging out with us when you were, what, in around 4th grade, I think. Colin came through Scouts the whole way as well from Cub Scouts. He had the audacity to come through Pac 5 at St. Agatha's, but he hit my radar pretty fast when he came into the troop. And God help Colin, he sees me outside of scouting a fair amount with sailing and side hiking trips and things. We are so lucky in this community to have this troop and this fine group of people. They are, I've been in the troop 13, 14 years, and I have never been let down by any of the young people in this troop. They have so finely represented the highest levels of scouting, and it's promised to the community. They've represented themselves, the troop, the community, really well, and this is fun. I know many of the extended family and friends that are here. Andrew and I have done a couple of trips. Kate and I had a very, with the venture crew, very noteworthy week. I'm going to call it a cabin, but it was really the engine room that we sailed, and it was always about 112 degrees, but we can talk about that on the other end. So with that, I will get back to the script if I can find my place. So, thanks. So with that, we have assembled the best of the best here, because of any 100 youth who join the scouting program in any way, 30 will drop out in their first year. Later in life, what is great is many of them talk about how fondly they remember their time in the scout program, time in the outdoors, time with friends and family. Each of the 100 learns something from the program. Almost all develop hobbies that add interest throughout the rest of their lives: hiking, camping, enjoying the outdoors. Some go on to serve in the military, and almost all of them in some way to various degrees profit from their time in the scouting program. Of the 100, at least one will use skills learned in scouting to save another person's life, and many will credit being a scout with saving their own in some extraordinarily difficult situation. Only 3 of the 100 will reach the rank of Eagle, and at least one of those 3 will say that they value the Eagle badge above their college degree. Many of them find find their future careers and employment through merit badge work and other exposure of the scouting program. Often people find jobs through scouting contacts, and I am pleased to say that Ryan's older brother reached out to me, and I passed along his resume, and I just this morning found out that he has landed his first full-time job through the scouting contacts. 17 of those 100 scouts will later become scout leaders and will give leadership to thousands of additional youth. So what a wonderful way to pay it back. Today, we honor these 3 very extraordinary scouts in 100. We know the things they have done in the past, and I can only imagine the wonderful things they will do in the future. So thank you very much for this opportunity.
I would now like to invite up Thomas and Alec Hamblet to deliver the Eagle Charge for their brother, Charlie.
Hi, so Alec and I were asked to give this speech a few weeks ago, and at the time, Charlie sent us a text and a little description of it that said, "Charge the Eagle Scout to take his training in leadership and citizenship to use it in an everyday life to better the world one day at a time." Now, we thought that was all we were going to read, and that was going to be that. We'd, a little clap, and we'd be done. And only a few days ago did we learn that we actually had to write our own speech. So for the last couple of days, we've sat around and basically said, well, this isn't exactly what we signed up for, but I guess we're going to do it. And I think that's pretty representative of what scouting's been for our whole family, truthfully. That's not exactly what we signed up for, but we're still showing up and doing it. 17 years ago, our mom, who knew next to nothing about Boy Scouts, somehow found herself leading my den in Cub Scouts. And that's how our family's very long journey through Pinewood Derbies, winter camping trips, and whatever else began. As Mr. Swanson just talks about, many of those 100 scouts leave scouting after 1 year, and I was one of those scouts. Having loved Cub Scouts, I didn't really have the time for Boy Scouts, unfortunately. Later, Alec and I joined Venture Crew and stuck with it for a couple years. It was more for the fun than the actual scouting part, truthfully. And similarly, Charlie loved Scouts, loved it the whole time, left for a year, but unlike the rest of us, he came back to it. So we'd just like to take a second to congratulate Charlie for, sticking with it, and as you see here today, really came through, got his eagle, so well done, Charlie.
Thomas and I started working on this speech by reciting the entire Scout law, which we both can still do thanks to our time in the Venture Scouts. And after that, we gave up for the day. But then Charlie sent us a more clear description of the Eagle Scout, which is actually just more virtuous adjectives and nouns, which you all really seem to love. Although Charlie fits all of these Eagle Scout virtues, honor, loyalty, courageous, cheerful, and service, we don't want to take too much of your time, so we'll just stick to talking about 2 of them. An Eagle Scout is courageous. Charlie as a kid did not exactly love trying new things. However, as he's gotten older, Thomas and I have been pleasantly surprised to hear about all sorts of new things he's taken on. Last year, Charlie spent a semester studying abroad in London at the School for Ethics and Global Leadership. Although he did not have his phone much, we got semi-regular phone calls and plenty of Instagram reels. We heard about how he and his classmates were exploring and navigating London and other major cities, cooking food for each other and meeting important people such as a general. We remember the general especially because he posted a great picture of himself in shorts, Crocs, and a blazer because they met the general on Zoom and he only needs to look nice from the waist up. A month ago, Charlie came to stay with me in DC to attend a reunion for the program, and he seemed to have a great time exploring DC as well, with all of his friends on electric scooters and possibly being a menace to society. We're glad that Charlie had such a great time. We're also glad he's back home for Thanksgiving this year.
We were also surprised to learn that this fall, Charlie had joined the BC High's first ever water polo team. Although, as some of you may know, our dad was a fantastic swimmer, it was unclear if any of this had ever been passed down to the 3 of us, since I refused to get in the water at swim lessons and Alec quit swim team after 7th grade. Charlie, being the youngest, however, maybe not the greatest swimmer, but was often victimized by games such as King of the Raft and Paddleboard Pirates when we were younger, and these seemed to have prepared him very well for a contact water sport. So we are very proud of him being brave enough to get out there and try a new sport this fall.
An Eagle Scout is also cheerful. This summer, Charlie and I both worked up on Lake Winnipesaukee at different camps. Although they were actually only 2 miles apart, we couldn't see each other much because we were on separate islands. But when we could, I heard a lot about what was going on there, and Charlie was always cheerful. He, by choice, worked with the youngest campers, which is certainly not for the weak. However, he still seemed to be having the time of his life and keeping his sense of fun. I don't know exactly what goes on at that camp, but I saw a few pictures of him in strange costumes, and he's actually just bought another costume for next year, which you can feel free to ask him about. Charlie also took me on the camp ropes course once this summer, and I was so impressed by how responsible and knowledgeable he was.
And it's, like, for me, it's funny thinking about him on the ropes course now, knowing that, 12, 11 years ago when you started Cub Scouts, Charlie, that was one of the first things you did was probably learn to tie some of those knots that you still tie on the ropes course today. And it's incredible just thinking back how much you've grown these past few years and how you've achieved this great award, and we know you're going to continue to grow and benefit the communities around you. So well done.
I would now like to invite up Jeff Swanson again to deliver the Eagle Charge for Colin Speck, excuse me. I only have initials, it's both C's.
I think Charlie's been charged pretty hard and maybe hung out to dry even. I don't know if I can terribly well follow that, Colin, but I'll do my best. I do have to offer the note that with regards to joining the BSA Venture Crew and primarily having fun, I don't think you're doing scouting right if you don't have a lot of fun. So I think we, by and large, did it right with the Venture Crew. I certainly know that I had a lot of fun with all those scouts. It was a little different than the troop, but I had a lot of fun. Anyway, Colin, the foremost responsibility of an Eagle Scout is to live with honor. To an Eagle Scout, honor is the foundation of all character. You need to know that a Scout is trustworthy. And this is the very first point of the Scout law for very good reason. All Scouts, but particularly an Eagle Scout, lives honorably, not only because it's important to you, but because of the vital significance and understanding that you are setting an example for those other Scouts around you. As I alluded to earlier, living honorably reflects credit on your home, your church, your troop, and your broader community. And you and your other Scouts have always done a wonderful job at that. May the white of the Eagle badge remind you to live purely and always with honor. The second obligation of an Eagle Scout is loyalty. A Scout is true to the family, Scout leaders, friends, school, and broader nation. The loyalty to troop and fellow Scouts makes them pitch in and carry their share of the load. All of these qualities help to build loyalty, which means devotion to community, to country, to one's own ideal, and to your vision of God. Let the blue of the Eagle badge always inspire your loyalty. The third obligation of an Eagle Scout is courageous. Courage has always been a quality by which people measure themselves and others. Bravery does not only mean courage to face physical danger, but the determination and courage to stand up for what is right. Trusting in God with faith in their fellow Scouts and humans, looking forward to each day, seeking to share of the world's work that needs to be done. Let the red of the Eagle badge always remind you of courage. The fourth obligation is to be cheerful. In the face of all those prior obligations, cheerful may seem like a tall task. But I can tell you that a smile and a positive outlook is contagious. It's always important when you're leading other people, whether at work, Scouts, or school. The red, white, and blue ribbon attached to the scroll of the second-class Scout Award, just like we rehearsed, has its ends turned up and should remind you of a smile. We'll get it right for the next one. It's all right. The final responsibility of an Eagle Scout is service. The Eagle Scout extends a helping hand to those who still toil along Scouting's trail. You all have learned that right as you became senior Scouts, the expectation changed. Not only were you supposed to learn and further your own knowledge and your own advancement, but turn around and help those Scouts behind you. So as others helped you to climb the trail to Eagle, now it has become your responsibility to help those who come behind you. The performance of the daily good turn takes on a new meaning when you enter the more adult life of continuing service to others. The Eagle stands as a protector of the weak and helpless. You should always aid and comfort the unfortunate and oppressed. They also uphold the rights of others while defending their own. You always need to be prepared to put forth your best. You deserve much credit for having achieved Scouting's highest award, but please wear your award with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout... Everything okay down there? Please wear your award with humility, ever mindful that the Eagle Scout is looked upon as an example. May the Scout Oath and the Scout Law continue to be your guide for tomorrow and onward. Thank you.
I would now like to invite up Mike Havlin to deliver the Eagle Charge for Ryan Phan, or Charlie again as he sees fit.
I guess I'm batting cleanup here. Ryan, yours is really small, simple, and easy. I won't read the whole spiel as Mr. Swanton did. That's in our script here. I might say a few words to Charlie and Colin, maybe. Who knows? But Charlie, it's interesting to hear that you do high ropes courses and stuff like that. And so I'm going to ask the question, what is your costume for next summer? Okay. Very well. So Ryan, you've reached the highest rank in Scouting, Eagle Scout, along with Charlie and Colin, myself, and many others in this room. This achievement is not only a recognition of your hard work and dedication, but also a call to life of the highest ideals of Scouting for the rest of your life. From this day forward, you are looked upon as a leader. Yes, a leader, the three of us. Others will watch you in your actions and follow your example. Let your life always reflect the principles of the Scout Oath and Law. Honesty, loyalty, and helpfulness, and respect for others. You've earned the rank to wear your Eagle badge. but with the honor comes responsibility. Use your skills and knowledge to serve your community, guide younger scouts and people, and make the world a better place, even one day, one thing at a time. Stand tall as an eagle, and never forget this rank is not the end of your journey, it is just the beginning of a lifelong commitment to leadership and service. You'll never know who you'll meet in the world and say, hey, I was a scout. Or they might see, hey, you're an Eagle Scout, I am too. It's amazing you'll find out who is in the ranks of scouting. And Ryan, Colin, and Charlie, there's something special about your journey. This bond reminds us that scouting is a fellowship that spans generations, and that the values we uphold today will continue to inspire tomorrow. To this, I want to say congratulations to the three of you. Oh, yeah, that's right. I get to do the next part. All right, I'm still up. Woohoo! Will all Eagle Scouts here today please stand and renew your Eagle Scout promise as Charlie, Colin, and Ryan join our Fellowship of Eagle Scouts. First, let's give all these Eagle Scouts a round of applause. Scout sign and repeat after me.
Scout sign and repeat after me.
I'm waiting for the next line. I, Michael Havlin, reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best. To make my training an example of my rank. And my influence count strongly and for better citizenship. In my troop, in my community, and my contact with other people. To this, I pledge my sacred honor. To please be seated.
Honor Guard, please escort the Eagle parents forward. I'd now like to ask Scoutmaster Michael Havland and Troop Advancement Chair Bob Wanamaker to come forward to present the Eagle Scout Award. We would like to recognize your mothers, whose support and dedication helped guide their sons through this achievement. Charlie, Colin, and Ryan, please present your mother with their pin. We hope they will wear it proudly.
Imagine how many loads of laundry they did on adventure trips. Scout camp.
Charlie, Colin, and Ryan, please recognize your father by honoring them with this pin for their support and dedication through this achievement, with the hope that they will wear them proudly. Charlie, Colin, and Ryan, would you now please recognize your grandparents by honoring them with this pin for their support, dedication, and guidance? We hope they will wear this pin proudly. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to present to you our newest Eagle Scouts, Charlie, Colin, and Ryan. You guys can sit down now. You're good. Relax. You got it. You earned it. You're done. I would now like to invite up Straight Rep Richard Wells to come up and say a few words.
Good afternoon. Congratulations. First off, I'm not dressed for this. I'm going to explain to you why.
Can I get you to take the mic because you're also being live streamed?
That's what you wanted to hear. That's all right.
I am. Don't say anything.
Did you hear how quickly he said I am? I said, are you an Eagle Scout? He said, I am. So, usually I'm in a suit and tie, but first, congratulations to the three of you. And many of you have heard me at Courts of Honor before speak about what an important milestone this is in your life. It's so critical. It's such an important thing. There are several Eagle Scouts on staff in the State House today, and the other day when we were printing these citations, one of them said, Troop 5 again? He was from Troop 3. I won't give up his name. I won't give up his name, but he was from Troop 3. I'm very happy to see Marita Cronin here, the wife of John Cronin, who in my life in scouting, I've lived in this town for my entire life. I don't want to tell you how old I am, but I don't think there was any family more committed to scouting and what scouting means in people's lives than the Cronin family. So I'm very happy to see her living vicariously through her husband, who was in Troop 3, but that's okay. I was in Troop 5, so. So part of the reason I'm like this is I want to tell you a story because you've achieved something now that don't let it just be something on your resume. Don't let it just be a plaque that hangs in your office. Live the life of an Eagle Scout and what it means. And one of those things is service. So on weekends, every weekend of my life, I commit myself to a place called My Brother's Keeper in Brockton. Some of you may have heard of it. And this is a time of year where food insecurity, the need for food, Christmas gifts, homes that have nothing. So Saturdays and Sundays I deliver in the city and my truck is still half loaded. I have 3 stops left. So I said, do I run home and put a suit back on? But I thought it was more important to be here for you. So live this for your lives and instill the other scouts, not just the scouts that you serve with today, but in the 2 blinks when you're as old as your parents and your grandparents and people are coming behind you, live it. Because I've said this many times, I don't think there goes a month in my life where I'm not at something or meet someone and I suddenly learn he's an Eagle Scout or that person an Eagle Scout. And when I look at the way they live their life, I am never, ever surprised. So congratulations to each of you. I have citations which were presented in the State House this week. I see Representative Hunt's brother just walked in the door, a representative from Dorchester, my good colleague and friend. So these are for each of you, and post them proudly. I'll begin with Ryan, and I will read them all, and they pretty much say the same, and I listed the troop on these. And I guess normally we don't do this, but I put Troop 5 on these today. So, I know, this really is something. I didn't realize it when it was said to me. I'm like, that Troop 5 again. I'm like, wow. So be it here, this is from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts House of Representatives. We hereby, known to all, the Mass House of Representatives offer sincerest congratulations to Ryan Phan and recognition for outstanding achievement in attaining the rank of Troop 5 Eagle Scout. The entire membership extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors given this day, the 29th day of November 2025, signed by the Speaker of the House, Ronald Mariano, and offered by myself, your State Representative, Richard G. Wells, State Rep for the 7th Norfolk District. Congratulations. Colin. Same thing. I will read it to you, to Colin Speck, in recognition of your outstanding achievement attaining the rank of Troop 5, Eagle Scout. The entire membership of the House of Representatives extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors on the 29th day of November at the State House, Boston, signed by the Speaker, Ronald Mariani, and offered by myself, Richard Wells, Representative of the 7th Norfolk District. Congratulations very much. And finally, my old next-door neighbor, who was probably 5 when I moved away, Charlie, we be it hereby known to all that the Massachusetts House of Representatives offers sincerest congratulations in recognition of your outstanding achievement in attaining the rank of Troop 5 Eagle Scout. The entire membership of the House extends its very best wishes and expresses the hope for future good fortune and continued success in all endeavors, given this the 29th day of November 2025 at the State House, Boston, Massachusetts, signed by the Speaker, Ronald Mariano, and offered by myself, Richard G. Wells. And I want to offer to the 3 of you, the last Eagle Scout came in. If you want to call us, come in with your parents, and we'll have a day for you in the State House, and we'll have lunch for you and everything. We'll make a nice thing out of it. So congratulations to the 3 of you. Well done. And to all the leadership of the troop, I know how much you commit to this, and I know how much it means and all of the work that goes in to make that sash of merit badges. I'm drawing blood. I'm like, oh, he's got a first aid merit badge. He'll be all right. Someone here will know what to do. Really, thank you for all that you do to build new leaders for the future of our world. Because if there's one thing this world needs is leadership. And this is a great gift to our community and to all of you. So thank you all. God bless. Have a great holiday season.
You buried the lead a little bit here, Representative Wells, right? We would be remiss if we didn't mention that there are 2 names that are relatives of yours, Wells boys, that are up here. So not only is Representative Wells used to live next door to the Hamlets, but both his brother and sister-in-law were really active in the troop, and I was proud to be part of the scouting journey of his 2 nephews, who are both proud Troop 5 Eagles. So.
And I was big on, I think I've told this story at a prior Eagle court many times, especially when I was chief. If I heard a story, because I did not make Eagle Scout. You've heard that I got to life, got the merit badges, and then met a girl, and that was that, and my girlfriend became the priority. But I know what a challenge this is, especially when you get to the point in life where so many things are pulling you in so many directions. And I can't tell you how many, and this is something Mr. Crona gave to me many years ago, how many parents would get to me or tell me a story about their kid, and I'm like, don't let it go, including my nephew, Daniel, at the end. Do not miss this opportunity. This is one of the greatest opportunities of your life. Achieve this goal. So thank you for mentioning that. Thank you very much.
So my joke along those lines is, the fumes got you.
Yeah,
car fumes and perfume. It gets many guys.
Thank you.
I would now like to invite up Walter Timilty to come up and say a few words.
Thank you very much. Hello, Michael. Hey, congratulations, guys. Good job. Excellent job. Congratulations. Thank you very much. First of all, would love to thank, of course, Michael Haviland. Michael, thank you, and Bob Wanamaker for inviting me to honor our Eagle Scouts. I've been celebrating Troop 5 Eagle Scouts since 1999. So before you gentlemen were born. And first of all, I must say congratulations to our Eagle Scout parents and of course, our Eagle Scout grandparents. There's a wonderful collaboration between our leaders in our scouting, of course, and our parents and our grandparents, and you folks are the cream of the crop. I've often said that scouting is one of the finest institutions in this great nation of ours, and our Eagle Scouts are the best of the best. So it's incredibly fitting that in this wonderful house of worship led by Reverend Kirkham, that we are honoring you gentlemen today. And of course, I see in the background Mrs. Cronin, who was my den mother as a Cub Scout quite a few years ago. And I remember in 1978 when the Red Sox had a playoff game with the Yankees, we also had a den meeting, and Mrs. Cronin let us watch the game. So we have some wonderful memories, and I know you gentlemen have made wonderful memories. And as your Norfolk County Clerk of Courts, I offered these citations honoring each and every one of you. So Ryan, if you could come forward, please. Ryan, congratulations. And as you know, Ryan, and of course to Colin and Charlie, this is just a beginning. This troop has done wonderful things, not just for this wonderful town, but for our entire region. And we expect great things to come. This citation reads as follows, Ryan. Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Norfolk County, official citation. Be it known that I, as the Norfolk County Clerk of Courts, hereby extends congratulations to Ryan Phan in recognition of attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, the most prestigious achievement in all of scouting. Be it further noted that Norfolk County Clerk of Courts commends this achievement and extends best wishes, Ryan, for continued success, which I know you and Colin and Charlie, you will all enjoy. As an indication of my approbation, I have placed my signature hereon. Signed, Walter F. Timilty, November 29th, 2025. Congratulations, Ryan. Great job. Thank you very much. Colin? Colin, congratulations. This citation reads as follows. Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Norfolk County, official citation. Be it known that I, as the Norfolk County Clerk of Courts, hereby extends congratulations to you, Colin Speck, in recognition of attaining the rank of Eagle Scout, the most prestigious achievement in scouting. Be it further known that I, as the Norfolk County Clerk of Courts, commends this achievement and extends best wishes for future success, which I know you will enjoy. And as an indication of my approbation, I have placed my signature hereon, signed Walter F. Timilty, on this November 29th, 2025. Congratulations. Great job. Of course, Charlie, if you could join me for a minute, please. Charlie, congratulations. This citation reads as follows. Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Norfolk County, official citation. Be it known that I, as the Norfolk County Clerk of Courts, hereby extends my congratulations to Charlie Hamblet in recognition of your achievement of the rank of Eagle Scout, which is the most prestigious achievement in scouting. Be it further known that I, as the Norfolk County Clerk of Courts, commends this achievement and extends best wishes for continued success, that this citation be forwarded and signed to indicate my approbation, and my signature has been placed hereon. Signed, Walter F. Timilty, on this 29th day of November, 2025. Congratulations and best wishes for great successes down the road, Charlie. Great work. Congratulations, my friend. Take care. Thank you very much. Hope everybody has a wonderful Christmas and Hanukkah season. Thank you all. My pal, thank you very much.
Not to be outdone, I would now like to invite up Bob Wanamaker from the Friends of Troop 5 to say a few words.
Thank you, Will. Let me first say thank you and congratulations for Walter and Richard for coming up and being with us, and Mrs. Manning, thank you for coming up as well to represent yourself, your family, and the heritage and that you've given back to scouting throughout your many, many years as well, and also your association with Winter Valley, which is where Ryan did his project as well. So thank you. Going to wear a couple of hats here this afternoon. First, as a committee member of the troop, I've been asked to recognize some of the other individuals who have written and given certificates to the boys as well. I'm just going to read one of them, but they're all the same. This is from Edward J. Markey, the U.S. Senator, and a certificate of special congratulatory recognition presented to Charlie, Colin, and Ryan upon your attainment of the rank of Eagle Scout in the Boy Scouts of America, and it's signed November 29th of 2025. So we've got that certificate to give to each of them. And then we've got another envelope here to each of them. This is from Stephen Lynch from the House of Representatives, members of Congress. And again, dear Charlie, dear Colin, dear Ryan, congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout, the highest rank a young person can earn in the Scouting BSA program. You have unquestionably committed significant time and hard work to earn this rank. I hope you and your loved ones take great pride in this achievement. Achieving the rank is no small feat. The title requires the utmost dedication, commitment, and passion for service. You have well served your community and shown yourself to be a thoughtful and reliable individual. Again, congratulations on this significant achievement. I look forward to seeing all that you accomplish in your life. And each of the new Eagles have a letter from Representative Lynch as well. Changing hats. I'm also on the council board of directors, and also as a district member at large, where I serve as the advancement chair for the district. And there's a certificate here from National that we're going to give to each of the boys, along with their, I'll call it a credit card, but it's a size of a credit card, but it's a Eagle Scout certificate saying you've gotten the recognition of an Eagle Scout. But also there's a letter in here from the key three of the Spirit of Adventure Council, the Scout Executive, John Judge, the Council President, Dave Clayman, and the Director of Field Services, Jonathan Pleva, and each of the boys have one of these. A scholarship in your name will be given to a deserving Scout in our council to attend a Spirit of Adventure Council camping experience, which will help extend the Scout's journey to Eagle. Congratulations on achieving the rank of Eagle. So each of the boys have this certificate, that a certificate is being given to you, but a scholarship is being given to an individual as well. So that's the three of those. And then putting a third hat on, way back when, I know Walter was talking about, he's been here since 1990 or so, but around the same time frame, I became transferred over from Pac 2 Milton to Troop 5 Milton as a leader, and I brought my son along, so I'm the dad of an Eagle Scout. So we ended up being cash poor at one point in time, and we created a 501c3 to try and raise some money to buy extra tents, camping equipment, lanterns, and we had another charter within our 501c3 is to provide financial awards to the people. So we've ended up giving, for any adult who wanted to take advanced training, the Friends of Troop 5 will pay for that. And this past year, 2 of our individuals have taken wilderness first aid to continue their added experience to provide a program for the boys and girls within our scouting program. But one of the other things that we do as a Friends of Troop 5, we also give a scholarship to every individual who stays in the program and continues on to become Eagles. So we've got a certificate, a letter from the board of directors, and also a check that we're going to be giving them today. And I'll read that letter. This is again, one to Charlie, one to Colin, one to Ryan. We extend our most sincere congratulations on your attainment of the Eagle Scout Award. All of us being associated with scouting for many years realize the skills, commitment, and leadership you must have to attain this coveted rank. As you go forward, I hope you will share with your fellow scouts or scouts in the future what was the driving force for you to complete the Eagle. This may help others realize the goal you have just achieved. Again, congratulations on making this an important milestone, and it's signed by the board members of the Friends of Troop 5, myself, Hans Grabau, Dan Lewis, Leo Bose, Chris Pratt, Stan Pratt, Floyd Stevens, Michael Stevens, Henry Stankiewicz. So again, congratulations to all of you on that. On a personal note, I would just like to echo the statements that were made in prior comments. All of us are very proud of the three of you this evening, and many of you who are sitting here who have sat in those chairs already. I see 3 or 4 of you already sitting up there and a couple back here. On a personal note, I want to thank the troop leadership for putting on a program, whether it be the committee chair, the scoutmaster, the other assistant scoutmasters, and the committee that are there. It doesn't take one person. It takes a whole group of people to put on a program, which gets the culmination of seeing these fine young lads over there being Eagles. As a father of an Eagle Scout myself, I know how proud the parents are, so I want to congratulate the parents tonight. I know what you're feeling because I've been there. I've been in the back row where you're sitting today. So I know the feeling that you have, that you're so proud of your sons tonight. And I share that because I've witnessed that and I've felt that myself. So congratulations to you as well. On the plaque below us and in your program book, it lists the honor roll of all the Eagles. Between Charlie, Colin, and Ryan, they're now the 78th, 79th, and 80th Eagles in our troop. And wearing my other hat of the district and the council, we have now had 35 Eagles in our district, the Great Blue Hill District, this year. And the council, the Spirit of Adventure Council, is going to have a little over 200 Eagles this year. So scouting is alive, even though it took a hit during COVID, but we're still here, and we're still recruiting younger adults to become Cub Scouts to Boy Scouts, or even if you never were a Cub Scout, if you want to become a Boy Scout, bring your friends to the troop meetings. We'll always welcome them, and hopefully they'll be sitting here someday as well. Reverend Hall, I want to thank you for opening up your doors to us as well, for providing an area for us to meet and help to put a program on for the boys. So thank you as well. All right? But again, I appreciate the time to speak, and again, congratulations to the three of you.
Thank you all. All right, and now, will Charlie Hamblet please come up to say a few words and to present their mentor pins?
Good afternoon. I would first like to thank everyone for being here today, families and friends for your continued support, and Representative Wells and Clerk of Courts Timothy, thank you for your attendance. My first Scout camp out was at Treasure Valley in April of 2019. I was in 5th grade at the time, a weeblo in Cub Scouts, but also a new scout. A group of us drove up Saturday morning while another group would meet us there later. We set up camp and I sat down at the picnic table to get my totem chip. That's when I found the High C Fruit Punch drink mix. Rather than use the recommended amount, I decided to just take a large helping with a very small amount of water. I don't remember much from that camp out, but I remember how great the High C sludge I made tasted. I liked it so much that they had to ban me from the drink mix as I started to have too much of it. Of all the things that I could have remembered, I think this was the most important because it taught me that while there was work to be done in Scouts, it could still be lots of fun. It's strange to say it, but I've been doing Scouts for the majority of my life. It all started in 1st grade as a tiger in Cub Scouts. Since then, a lot has happened. I stood freezing outside of the Starbucks in East Milton, selling popcorn more times than I can count. I built rockets, Pinewood Derby cars, and I even still have a wooden stool in my room that says Pack 2 Milton on the top, the product of one pack meeting. After 5 years of Cub Scouts, I moved into regular Scouts, progressing my way through the ranks. I froze a lot more, though mostly on campouts, such as on Mount Moosilauke or at TL Storer. I took a year off in the middle, but I came back and finished up my requirements, and here I am today at my Eagle Court of Honor. The other campout that has stuck with me was one at TL Storer, a couple of years ago after I got back from my break with Scouting. It was cold, as they often are, but we had to make dinner outside anyways. It took a long time to get the fire going before we could cook the chili cornbread concoction that we had made. We didn't really understand the recipe or how the two things were supposed to be cooked in the same pot, but eventually it seemed ready. We took it off the fire and it looked like a mushy sort of thing, but there wasn't much else for us to eat, so we dug in. And despite it looking more than a little poisonous, it tasted pretty good. From this campout, I think I learned a lot about not taking things for granted, not being too judgmental or dismissive. If I saw something like that in my school's cafeteria, I'm pretty sure that there's no way I would eat it. But in the middle of the woods, there's not too many other options, and it turned out to be perfectly fine. Along my journey, there were a lot of people who helped me in incredible ways. I achieved Scout rank after only a few meetings, not because I knew all the answers ahead of time or because I was incredibly well prepared, but because I had help from an older Scout who, at the very first meeting, sat down with me and walked me through the Scout Oath, the Scout Law, the different ranks, etc. I was able to complete my Eagle project because of all the help I got from people who volunteered, time and energy, tools and supplies, and most of all, advice. If I take with me only one lesson from Scouting, it will be of the importance of helping those who are less experienced, of stopping to help someone not because I have to, but because it's the right thing to do. A Scout is helpful. And with that in mind, I would like to present 3 mentor pins. Firstly, to William Swanson. The older Scout I mentioned is Will. Without him, I certainly would not have progressed as quickly as I did. He was instrumental in my early Scouting years, so thank you. Secondly, I would like to present a mentor pin to Ms. Simons. The representative of St. Michael's for my project, Ms. Simons was incredibly helpful in getting everything for my project figured out. Always someone who would offer advice when needed. My project would not have succeeded without her. So, thank you. And lastly, I would like to present this 3rd mentor pin to Mr. Swanson. So many of my achievements in Scouting can be traced to Mr. Swanson. When I needed one last merit badge for my Eagle, we spent an evening earning the painting merit badge in the Aloha room over there, and he just recommended that one evening. He didn't need to, but that was the sort of person that he was. When I needed to complete my Eagle project and I needed to build birdhouses, he was more than happy to open his garage and let me use the saws and the nails and the screws and the hammers and the drills and the sanders. So thank you again.
And I was on Charlie's first campout. Charlie, 11 years old, lots of high C mix. It's amazing he made it this far, but it's all worked out.
Thank you again for all being here.
Would Colin Speck now come up, please, to say a few words and present their mentor pins?
So first off, I'd like to thank everyone for being here. I wouldn't have been able to get here without the support of all the scouts or my parents or the scout leaders. But this journey, it started in 2nd grade when I first joined Cub Scouts. I learned about it first from a friend. He talked about it, and then I went home that night and kept bugging my dad about it until we joined Cub Scouts. I have many memorable experiences, but my favorite was Battleship Cove. One weekend, we got to go down to Battleship Cove in Fall River and spend the night on one of the ships there. It was a lot of fun, but it also had some downsides. The cost especially. I don't remember it, but all of the adults that went there, I keep remembering them talking about how miserable it was to sleep there.
You're supposed to sleep on that trip?
But I also remember running around the ship with my friends, exploring all the different parts, and getting to go inside the main part of the guns. And then, this is what really sparked my love of the Navy. And as many of you know, I want to go to the Naval Academy. This is what really sparked the start of that. Next, I'd like to thank all the scouts who have welcomed me and were kind to me when I first joined the troop, and those who I later became friends with. So, firstly, I'd like to thank James. He was, on my first scout meeting, he was the first one to reach out to me and introduce himself to me. Then he sat me down and walked me through scout rank in one meeting. And then there were many others, but he's the most memorable. And then the troop did a couple high adventures. The first one we did was Sea Base. It's down in Florida, and we got to spend a week on a 80-foot schooner. So I'm a sailor, and I enjoy the water a lot. So this was an amazing experience. I got to sleep on the ship. It might not have been the greatest sleeping arrangements, but it was still fun. We got to snorkel in many beautiful coral reefs, and it might not have started out great, but in the end, I think everyone had fun. Then, next summer, the troop had the chance to go to Philmont, and this was a lot. So at Philmont, we spent 10 days on the trail, but my favorite part about Philmont was Chuck. He was our burro. It's a donkey. So we got him it was second or third to last day on the trail. And we had him third, okay. We had him for the rest of the trip. And he was, I was the one who took care of him the most, which I'm not complaining about. I enjoyed that. But he was stubborn at points. One time he tried to run me over while we were going down a hill. Another, he stopped for 15 to 20 minutes in one spot. And we later on, it was because there was a bear down the trail. But this is, it was just amazing to get to experience this with everyone who went. So thank you for that. And then I'd also like to thank everyone who helped with my Eagle project. It wouldn't have ever got undone without you. Especially my mom and Mr. Swanson. You two kept nagging me over and over. Just like, oh, how's this going? How's this going? Are you done yet? Have you reached out to someone? And it would never have been done without you. So thank you for that. I'd like to invite both Hav and Mr. Swanson up to receive mentor pins. So Hav, you, the scout leader, you're always there. You always helped with any requirements I wanted. And Mr. Swanson, you were, no matter how bad my day was going, you were always there, and you always kept
You can drop blood, it's okay. Pick a spot. That's okay.
You always nagged me to get stuff done, especially with my Eagle project, even if it did take a year. So thank you for that.
You're welcome, buddy. Glad you made it.
So thank you to all who helped me along this long and arduous journey to finally reach the rank of Eagle Scout.
And now will Ryan Phan please come up to say a few words and to present their mentor pins.
Let it be known, I'm not shaking because I'm nervous. I'm just really cold right now. If you're anything like me, at this point, you're barely hanging on and could really use some food right about now. So I'll go through this as fast as I can. Scouting is an experience I'll never forget. It has its highs, and it definitely has its lows. However, what stayed consistent throughout the entire journey was being able to have fun. Whether it was winning a several-hour-long game of Risk, or finding out that while taking a nap, you had people playing music through a Bluetooth speaker on your chest. These are once-in-a-lifetime experiences that I don't think I would be able to have replicated at all. So, keeping on the topic of keeping this brief, I would like to recognize the people who helped me along this journey. I'm going to give my first mentorship pin to someone who knows how to balance joking around and being serious. This is a leadership style that really stayed with me and is something I'll just keep on going with my life. I would like to present this pin to my Scoutmaster, Hav.
Pick. Put it anywhere you like. You can draw blood. It's your turn.
For my second mentorship pin, I'm giving it to someone who has showed me hard work and putting in the effort really has its merits. It pushed me to work harder and put more emphasis on the things I was doing. This person also helped me greatly with my Eagle Scout project and provided me with a lot of tools and people who were available to work to do a lot of wood cutting and all of that shenanigans. So I would like to present the second mentorship pin to Mr. Swanson. Finally, this last mentorship pin goes to someone who helped me through my Eagle journey. Without the help I received, I think there would have been an even bigger rush to the deadline than there already was, and much more stress and hair loss would have ensued. I want to give this last pin to my project coach, Mr. Speck. So, I don't think I could really come to the length that the other two speeches came to, but I'd like to thank everyone for hanging in there. You have like 10 minutes left. It's almost done. And I'd just like to thank everyone who has been a part of my scouting journey and all of the fun and experiences that you've been able to give me. Thank you.
Thank you all. I would now like to have the Reverend Hall Kirkham come up to deliver the benediction.
O Holy One who has presided in our midst today, by your grace have we assembled to celebrate Charlie, Colin, and Ryan. May these young folks who accept now the lifelong responsibility of being Eagle Scouts continue to demonstrate the qualities of character, courage, loyalty, cheerfulness, service, citizenship, and leadership. These will determine much of what lies ahead, not just for those around them, but for the world. May their lives be such an expression of these qualities that others who witness them endeavor to model the same qualities in their own lives. May each of you here today find yourselves so inspired to make a difference in this world too. And may the blessing of the one who has created us and the one who liberates and sustains us be with us all, now and forever. Amen.
Let us once again congratulate our newest Eagle Scouts on a job well done. I would now like to close this Eagle Scout Court of Honor. Following the retiring of the colors, the Eagle Scout families have invited you all to join us in a reception in honor of the new Eagle Scouts. The easiest way to get there is up the stairs to my left, up into the upper parish hall. For those of you who might need an elevator or struggle with stairs, like my father in the mornings, you can travel, or in the evenings, you can travel through this door on the right, through the chapel, out to the back door across the parking lot where there will be an elevator that can take you up into the upper parish hall. With that, will Mike Lutz please come forward to lead us in the retiring of the colors?
Please stand. Color guard, walk to your posts. Color guard, attention. Color guard, retreat the colors.
Thank you very much. Let's go enjoy.